So I spoke about MPs talking about Sheffield Wednesday and writing, well, they got mentioned in the House of Commons. Hello and welcome to the video. You could like, share and subscribe to the channel. Much appreciate it. Liking helps the algorithm, sharing gets in front of people's faces, and subscribing lets me know you like the channel. Hit that notification bell to let you know when video go live. So here's the thing. Sheffield Wednesday MPs have told the House of Commons the concern for the future sustainability of Sheffield Wednesday Football Club. Now, there was a statement about the future of it by Chancery recently, and then the Trust has had things to say. And they've been talking about the Football Governance Bill, which had been moved through the committee stages onto Parliament stages, and second reading being heard on Monday. MP voted following the reading with an overwhelming majority voting in favour, 342 for, 70 against. Now, here's the thing. We know that we were trying to look at stuff, and lifelong Wednesday supporter Mr. Betts was one of 6 politicians that met the support of Trust to discuss concerns over the club's off-field future, with growing numbers of supporters now in favour of Chancery selling. Speaking on behalf of his private parliamentary privileges, I cannot speak today, sorry, expressed that the concern over the future of Sheffield Wednesday funding when slating a sufficient his financial backing of the club come from a family trust. He also spoke about separate ownership of Hill Stadium from the club itself and encouraged strength of the bill to guard against the risk that could deliver for all clubs. So he turned around and said, at Sheffield Wednesday, we have an owner who is not actually a bad man. He put a lot of money into the club. He's not written the club off, but he's clearly running out of money to make the club sustainable. He couldn't pay the players' wages last month. He couldn't pay taxes due a few weeks ago. And another failure to pay will mean the club will be subject to a transfer embargo for for free transfer windows. They completely undermine both competitive financial basis for the club. That's not acceptable. The chairman is the only director. He doesn't have a board of directors. He doesn't have a chief exec. He runs the club from Thailand by remote. When he couldn't pay bills, my companies are owed money and therefore I haven't got the money to pay the club bills. We don't know what companies they are in Thailand. As far as we can see, there has no companies that earn money. We suspect the money comes from the family trust that own Thai Union Food, John West, and other brands. Now, getting that bit in the actual speech and what he said is important because that is hitting the core root of the Chancery family and the Chancery name. In other words, if you're relying on family members to give him money to pay the players' wages, that's not sustainable going forward. The fact that this bill allows and compels regulators to ensure the owners have funds to sustain the club going forward and disclose the source of those funds, so it's transparency and open for everyone to see, is absolutely key. Not only for Sheffield Wednesday, but for a lot of clubs as well. Now, the thing is, in this whole thing, part of the proposal, it said there'll be an increased transparency with fan engagement. The term currently engagement panel Wednesday has raised some debate online a few weeks in the statement and required the proposals. This is a bill that really helps football and helps fans in the end to make sure their clubs are sustainable going forward, to hold owners accountable. It's great that fans are now going to have a real role in involvement of the club going forward to be properly consulted. Fortunately, at Hilbert there is an engagement panel for fans, but the chairman chooses who goes, and when you go to the engagement panel, you have to sign to make sure you don't talk outside about it, what is actually being discussed, which is what kind of accountability is that? It's nonsense. And there is a bit of that where you look at you actually think about it and go, well, hang on, this is meant to be for engagement, so why can't they say anything? It followed the old pay players on time last month with the clubs left until the hours, 30 days, and then an HMRC bill, players' wages. Chancery apologised for the debacle, but in an interview with the Star, was not able to guarantee repeat failures for the future months. The pyramid is unique, British, and must be preserved by fair distribution of funds across the game, with the Premier League having to share some of the enormous riches across the league. There need to be better regulations of owners to ensure the clubs remain at the heart of communities. The behaviour we are seeing from the owner of Wednesday is not unique. Other clubs in the UK are in a similar situation, which need to have together with toughness. So it's one of those things, you look at everything that's been going on, and this was a really good, well said piece in Parliament to get the point across, right? And getting that point across, it basically trying to put a little bit more pressure on Chancery, but it's also doing that also gives a little bit of that kind of, this is why the football bill needs to be in place. And I think I have seen people said they don't want to have a government bill in place. And that's fair enough. That's their thoughts. But at what point, it's got to be something where it's run really well for fans and fans alike. And if we can get it where everything's run properly and done in a way where it works, then fantastic. The thing that we always have, people go and say, go look at the German model. And I'll agree, the German model is a fantastic model to look at. The way they do things, the way they have it all set up, it's really good. But that would be very difficult to introduce into the UK. You could do it, but it would take time. It would take a lot of time to do. And I think it's one of the things where you would have to have a look at how easy it will be able to do. But bill going forward, went to being used as a bit of an example of how an owner is not being run right with the club in the MP's opinion, in some of the fans' opinion. I think it's a little bit daft that he says that he doesn't have a pot of money, he doesn't like have money set aside somewhere for something. In business, I think that's something you just have. I think you had that emergency fund, and for some reason we don't have that. And it's concerning when you look at other clubs who have got structures in place that have got the ability to do that and the ability to go, right, we're going to go here if this isn't paid, but we've still got money coming in. This isn't to say that Chancery is a bad man. And that's something I think we have to turn around and clarify. Chancery and the Chancery family are not bad people. Just the way this club is being run feels bad. And hopefully this is more pressure on DC going forward. And maybe you see the people being at the stadium on Saturday are people we've never seen before. Maybe that's another thing of them going, the pressure's on now. The pressure really is on him if these are people we haven't seen at Hillsborough before. But we've got a rebuild to do as well, which is like concerning. I'm going to do that in another video because, oh boy, we have a rebuild to do and this hanging over our heads ain't great. So let's see what happens. But let me know what you think about the MP turning around about it and the football governance bill in general.